Just a reminder before today's programme that you can check out the most recent episode of the Ident Review, that being the December batch of ITV Creates. And now, here on AMTV, it's time for your questions to be answered on the Sunday Catch-Up. Hi there guys, it's Martyn here, and welcome to another instalment of the Sunday Catch-Up, episode 52, I believe. And before we get into your questions, there's just some things I want to address. I'm noticing a lot of common questions come up recently, so I'm just going to address them now before we actually get into them. If any of your questions are like, when's the next, after these messages, when's the next overthinking, when's the next video scaries, I'm going to answer that now in saying I don't know. I really don't know. It all depends on time and inspiration and motivation for me to make them. I've got a busy few months coming up, so I just want to answer that now. Please, in the future, if you can, don't ask about the future of those shows because it really is an I don't know situation. Just wanted to clarify that. And also, just to reiterate a rule, I'm going to say a maximum of 3 questions in the future. If you can, from you guys. I know I've been a bit more lenient recently in answering more quite quickly. But I think to make it fair, we've really got to do a maximum of 3 questions each. Some of you this week have asked me 20 questions, and I'm afraid I'm not doing that. Also, a thing on copycat questions. There seems to be a thing of people copying and pasting each other's questions. I mean, I can't stop you from doing that, but just know I look at the, I go from most recent comments, so I'll look at for what's the original, and if I've seen that you've copied that question, I will not be answering it because you copied them. So that's, come up with your own stuff. It's as simple as that, I'm afraid. And with that said, let's actually get into your questions. So Bangamer 1338 Original has basically said, why aren't I listening when I'm saying other reviews I should do? I'm assuming for an Ident review. Inspiration, the amount of stuff out there, a lot of the stuff from foreign broadcasters doesn't really inspire me to make an episode. I don't know why. I might do one in the future though. Harvey Richards says, have you watched the classic sitcom Heidi High? I actually haven't. It's one that hasn't crossed me yet. Is it worth watching, would you say? Your second question is about continuing after these messages. I've sort of addressed that before. So hopefully in the future, yes. And thank you for your recommendation. 3, what are your thoughts on the death of Monty Python's founder, Terry Jones? It's very sad. Monty Python's sort of the classic institution of British comedy, but everyone has their time, I suppose, and sadly it was Terry's, and he'd suffered with, I think, wasn't it dementia or whatever he had for a long time, and yeah, it's sad. Joseph Adams says, you should watch Sabrina Teenage Witch and Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. It's not really a question, but I get what you mean. I've seen the movie Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, I haven't seen the TV show. Now there's 3 of you who have copied and pasted each other and asked 20 questions. Because that's a double whammy, I'm afraid I'm not going to answer any of those, sorry. I'll let feel free to comment again, but 3 questions maximum, okay? 20 questions is just too much. Hannah X Miley says, do you listen to Rebecca Black and the Saturdays? Rebecca Black, she's like one of the best memes of the 2010s, I say that. But I don't listen to her avidly. The Saturdays, yeah, I was a pretty big fan of them from like 2008 to 2011, I'd say. They're not going anymore though, are they? Or maybe they've reunited, I'm not sure. And 2, do you play Fortnite and Call of Duty Black Ops 2? Fortnite, no, don't really like it at all. Black Ops 2, no, because when that came out, I'd sort of grown out of my Call of Duty phase. The last Call of Duty I played like religiously was probably the first Black Ops, but never really played the second one. Quinton Video 4 says, do you have Now 2 on vinyl? Yes, I do, and if you check out the vinyl collection part 9, you'll see what other Nows I have on vinyl as well. Your other questions are about when's the next brief history, and after these messages, refer to the start of the video for that one. Now, video editor guy 6579, again, you've asked me 8 questions, so I'm going to answer only 3 of them as per the rules. So first one, have you been to a Kentucky Derby? No, I haven't. Gonna go with question 5, do you watch The Royal Family? No, I haven't, but a lot of people say I should. Apparently it's really funny. And 8, do you prefer McDonald's, Nando's, or Moose Kitchen? Out of those 3, probably McDonald's. You can think what you like of me for that, but I can't resist those McNuggets, man. Tay and Ty says, do you like Billie Eilish or Billy Joel? I think I prefer Billy Joel, but I'm sure Billie Eilish can grow on me. I've listened to some more of her music recently, and it's actually pretty decent, so maybe in time that might change, but at the minute, I've got to say Billy Joel. Juan the MC 154 says, should I make more AMTV idents for the channel, or would you like to stick with one? So for those who don't know, Juan the MC is responsible for the AMTV logo and title captions that I use at the start of the video that I credit him in each description, so thank you for that, Juan. It's up to you, mate. I mean, I'm very happy with the one I've got now, but if you've got the time and you want to make more, you're more than welcome to. I'm not going to stop you, but don't go out of your way, you know. But I appreciate it, you know, and thank you for again creating me a logo for the channel. It's a big respect to Juan. Trading Card Boy says, what's your favourite type of curry? Ooh, favourite type of curry. I'm going to go a bit classic for the chicken tikka masala. Great type of curry there. And 2, have you seen Wallace and Gromit? Yes, I've seen all of them. The first one I watched was... Ooh, was it... No, it might have been Curse the Were-Rabbit, actually, the feature-length film, and then I watched the shorts afterwards. But love Wallace and Gromit. I hope they make some more somehow. Really great stuff. Variety TV says, what were your thoughts on the new Cracker Jack series? I haven't watched it, but I saw like an advert for it. I'm amazed they brought it back under the Cracker Jack name because it's a really old property. But no, I haven't seen it. I mean, if the kids like it, then that's great. But I don't know. Have you seen it? Is it any good? Wojciech Matusajek says, have you heard Now 73 in the US was released Friday? No, I didn't. Do you think that ident Sunday catch-ups anymore will ever end? That's a good question. I mean, everything has an end, so I'm guessing these series will end at some point, but I'm not sure when. I've got no immediate plans to end them, but I think at some point it'll have to end. And 3, you're basically asking me what Camila Cabello song was on the radio last Saturday. I've got no idea. I'm not really a fan of hers myself. Christopher Kenyon says, have you seen the movie Trainspotting? Yes. The Stand, the TV movie? No. And Carrie, the original movie? No, but I do own it on DVD, so I'm going to have to get around to it. Eric E549 says, what's your favourite font or typeface? Ooh, there's a brilliant question. I mean, I do quite like a bit of Avenir. I know it's quite basic, but I do honestly quite like it. Some of the Arial variations, not the standard one, but the different ones I sort of like. I've liked Futura for the longest time as well. That's a good font. 2, have you ever taken up music production? No, I haven't. I mean, I would like to do music-based stuff, but I've got no knowledge or skill on the subject, but I'd happily collaborate with others to maybe make some music. And 3, did you hear about the American version of The Crystal Maze? If so, what do you think? I didn't know they'd done that, but they do sometimes take our game shows and make their own versions, just as we do with theirs, so I'd be interested to see how they've done it and just how different it is from the British version. Now, the Kyle John 1 has asked 6 questions, so as per these rules I'm trying to enforce, I'm only going to answer 3. Have you ever watched Roots? No. Have you ever been to Brighton? No. Have you seen the James Bond film Die Another Day? Yes, I have seen it, and it's probably arguably one of, if not the worst James Bond film that there ever is. And Kyle Wright says, have you ever watched The Green Mile? No, I haven't, but again, I own it on DVD, and it's one of those that people praise to no end, so I'm going to have to watch it eventually. 2, which would you say is the worst Now spin-off ever made? Now Pop, Now Sing, stuff like that. And 3, you're on about it was your birthday and how basically you wanted to have one dessert, but they sold out, so you had something else instead. Has that ever happened to you where you've ordered a dessert in a restaurant and it's sold out? No, don't really have a dessert in a restaurant because I'm often too full. Ribberly, again, I'll just stick with 3 questions, so let's see, what shall I answer here? I'm going to go with favourite food and drink, number 3. So favourite food is spaghetti bolognese, yes. And favourite drink, probably the Dr. Pepper or Mountain Dew. I'm going to go with 2. Have you heard of Rick Mail? Yes, of course I have. Gone far too soon. I'm going to go with 5. What did you do with your Family Guy DVDs after you grew out of the show? Well, I still have them, technically, but I don't watch them. I mean, I might end up selling them or getting rid of them eventually. But, yeah, they're just sort of hanging around at the moment. Jacob H. says, what's your favourite ident from the BBC Two idents from the 91 to 2001 set? Ooh, I mean, Paint, for me, is probably... I know it's the first one, but it is, like, my all-time favourite. I've got very fond memories of that. Optics is a close second for me as well. Just some of the really big ones, you know. Random 1471 says, what are your thoughts on Oasis? They're okay. I mean, they have their place in music history, but I'm not fanatical about them. They're alright. Dr. Floyd03 says, what is your favourite Ridley Scott film? Probably Alien. I know it's probably an obvious answer, but it's a great sci-fi / horror masterpiece. So, yeah, Alien. 2, which Doctor Who monster or villain should come back? I'd really love to see... Well, on one hand, I want the Cybermen. I know we're getting the Cybermen this series, but to make them properly scary again, we haven't had that for years. But what other monster would I like to see back? I want a proper Sontaran story, and I love Strax, but obviously we haven't had a proper Sontaran story since the 10th Doctor's time, so I'd love to see that. And 3, have you seen Donnie Darko with Jake Gyllenhaal and Jamie Foxx? No, I haven't, but I should probably watch it, because I've sang Mad World at various things a few times, so I'll have to get a DVD. Liam Piper says, at the end of a few Video Scaries videos, there is a slide about the emergency broadcast system. Is this a planned episode? Yes and no. I've debated doing the EBS, so I might do it at some point, but if you want a good reference point for the EBS, check out the video made by the Oddity Archive, because that's a really good history on it. 2, did you watch Awesome Games Done Quick 2020? No, I didn't, but I heard it went down really well. And 3, where do you go to charity shops to search for vinyl records? If so, what's your favourite find? Yes, I do go to charity shops to look for vinyl. My favourite find? I mean, I've found all sorts. I found a great 12-inch release of Don't Go by Yazoo. That was fantastic, in a British Heart Foundation. I found albums from all sorts of artists. I found a great box set of classical music. That was really cool. You really just find loads of odds and ends, which I love. The Original Being says, if you were transported back to the past decade and had to live those 10 years, what would you pick? The 1980s. Why not? Great music, great TV, maybe not great society, but I'd try that. And 2, are there any local artists or bands that you've been listening to recently? In terms of Liverpool, no, not really. I'm sort of, don't call me shallow for it, but I do like my sort of, the main pop genre, but I'll always try and support local artists and bands if I can. Actually, there is a local girl group, I think it's called Athena Rising, a girl group, you should definitely check them out. And Beja Flow, definitely check her out as well. VHS and DVD Fan 2006 says, what's your favourite television soap? I don't really watch the soaps, but... See, Casualty I used to love watching, but I class that more as a drama. Some people class it as a soap. So in the soap categories, maybe Casualty, but I don't really watch any others. DJF Vlog says, favourite snack? Love a bit of hot and spicy knickknacks, why not? And 2, any interesting fact about you? I'm double jointed in my elbow. You won't be able to see it, hang on. It's hard to see. I'm double jointed in my elbow, just take my word for that. And where do you buy vinyls from? You mentioned Amazon. Yes, Amazon a lot of the time they often do good deals. I buy from HMV when I can if it's affordable, just to try and support the business. I try and buy independent as well, help local independent record businesses, or just like record fairs, second-hand sales, car boot sales, all sorts of places. So Calvin Jacks has listed some songs they hate, and for the sake of time, I'm just going to go through the ones you've listed and see if I hate them. So Baby Shark, yes, hate that. Dance Monkey, yes, hate that. Gangnam Style, I was keen on it at the time, bit irritated now, but I did love it back then. Havana, no thank you. California Girls, yeah, I'll tolerate it. And any Leona Lewis song, well, I'm quite the Leona Lewis fan, so I best leave it there. And those are all your questions, so thank you very much for asking, and if you have any more, please comment them down below, and they'll be answered in the next Sunday catch-up. Though remember, 3 questions maximum. If you add more than 3 questions, I will do the first 3 or 3 of my choice, and I unfortunately will leave the rest, because that would just go on forever. Sorry for seeming a bit in a moody mood today. It's been a weird... I've not long since woken up. That's probably why. And I'm recording this on a Sunday for once, so I think there's a sense of time to get this out. But, you know, most of your questions have been answered, so please comment them down below. We recently crossed 6,000 subscribers, which is incredible. Thank you so much for helping me achieve that, and I'm sure we can get to 7K before we know it, because, I mean, we're already on 6.1, so we're racing there. So let's keep that support coming up. What you can look forward to this coming week, there will hopefully be a reaction on Doctor Who, which will come tomorrow on Monday. You have a brand new Millionaire Moments on Wednesday, and you have a very special video on Friday that is Millionaire related as well. But it's not just a Millionaire Moments, it's a hot take on celebrity specials, so I hope you look forward to that. In the meantime, please subscribe to the channel if you're new, leave your questions down below for next week, and until the next one, I'll see you guys next time. Well, that does bring us to a close this evening on AMTV. We do hope you enjoyed the programme, and please do keep your eyes open for brand new content that will be coming to you soon. Until then, have a very good week, and we hope that you join us again soon. Good night.